Hey everybody, this is Maxwell McGee here at GDC 2011. I'm chatting with Carl Deckard, Senior Game Designer on inFamous 2.
Yes, sir.
Now Carl, obviously the big news today is user-generated content. Can you tell us a little more about it and how you guys come up with the idea?
I sure can. It's been a pillar of the title from the very start. We wanted to do something different from the first title, and this is a great way to do it. I think it's a great way to give back to the fans.
Very nice. Now, let's get into the specifics here. What types of missions are available?
You know, we have all of the archetype missions that you can do in the normal game, like in the core game. But above and beyond that, it gets even more exciting because the way we built the tools is to be sort of extensible, like in a way that lets people build upon different core components. And what that lets them do is they can do all sorts of types of mini games. Anybody that is a fan of casual platforms will find something to love in here when they're making missions.
Very nice. So what can you tell us about the editor tools and how you're making those presentable for unfamiliar players?
That's been a big push for us from the very beginning. And what the approach we're using is that we have a very basic set of tools that people can use. Like anybody can sit down and use it. And the paradigm we've chosen is using sort of virtual components within the game world. So at any point, you can just be playing through the game. As long as you're not playing a mission, you can say, hit the start menu, say create mission, and you're building a mission right there in the city. Like that is your editor. It's the same way we work at Sucker Punch. So what you do is you place like these little objects in the world, you connect them up with wires. You know, one of them might be an AI component, and you say, I want a militia. So it lets you flip through all the militia. They flip through in real time. You find new one you want. It's like I want the shotgun militia or whatever weapon the guy has. And so then you say you connect another logic component to it, and that tells him how he's supposed to act. You know, if you want, throw another team of guys in there and make it enemies. You know, whatever you want. And maybe Cole has to choose a side. I don't know. So that's for players to get right into it. Anyone could jump in on day one and do that. But what we're also pushing for is sort of more depth for the hardcore guys. We've seen in the history of the user-generated content that's been out there that some guys, man, they just do it all day long. You know, so we want to make sure those guys have the tools they need. So not only do we have the depth for that, like you basically can go into all of the properties and everything that are exposed for users, just like we use at the shop. So you can tweak all sorts of things, and that's what the hardcore guys are going to be doing. And the nice thing is, like, we've also built the whole thing from the ground up to have this notion of content packs that lets you basically we can release content packs whenever we feel like it. It can have whatever. It can have AI in it, new monsters, assets, whatever you want. You know, it could be a Mardi Gras if you want. I don't care.
Very cool. So if I work super hard to make just this totally awesome level, how am I going to be able to get it out in front of as many people as I can?
Well, first of all, I want to see you doing that on day one. But the way you do that, we call it becoming famous, right? So what it is, when you publish your level, people start playing it. And when they play it, they rate it. So we watch those ratings, basically. And as you start to climb in the ratings and the number of plays, the number of people that favorite your mission so they can show their buddies, then that must mean that's a good mission. So what we do is we look at those aggregate ratings and we let users filter by those, first of all. So basically you can say, show me the newest levels that have been published that are puzzle games. And you say, okay, and the whole world auto-populates with missions the kind of missions you want to play, because we want to make sure people are able to get to the missions they want, because our expectation is that there's going to be a lot of missions built for this thing. So you want to make sure people can weed through for the good stuff. So once you get into what is called the famous tier, because you've hit a certain threshold of plays and favorites, then you're going to be shown when people have the famous filter turned on, which we're assuming people will want to have on, because who doesn't want to play the best missions? But the great thing is there's a tier above that, which is the Sucker Punch featured missions. And that's great, because those are the things that we enjoy playing, right? Like, we're like, oh, that's cool, I never thought of that, you know? And so that's sort of like a curated group of missions that we really enjoy playing at the shop. And we think that's important because we want the fans to be able to give to us, and we want to give back to the fans. So that's when you truly can become famous, you know?
All right, very cool. One final question. Mm-hmm. What is my incentive for playing these user-created missions? Am I going to get rewards that impact me in the single-player game?
You know, it may sound like a lame answer, but it's true. The reward is that you get to do a lot of fun stuff that you don't get to do in the core game. We sort of have to work under a number of constraints, which are good. You want your core game to make sense and have a common thread through it, and we have storylines and characters and dialogues and all this stuff that we stick by in order to make a really good experience. What the users can do is basically all bets are off, right? They can sort of build whatever they want. If they want to riff off of a storyline thing and make it totally different, they can. If they want to just build mini games all day long, they can. So that's important to us.
All right, well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. Can you remind the kids at home when your game's coming out and what it's coming out for?
That's going to be June 7th, inFamous 2, get it and build me some levels and get famous.
All right, well, there you have it. That was your look at inFamous 2. Stay tuned for the site for more information.